Hey, it's me, it's Spoot. We're doing a first impressions today, a first look of Tales of Crestoria. I am a giant Tales of series mark. I've been playing since Tales of Fantasia first got their original. I believe it was on the PlayStation was when it finally got translated, but it was a Super Nintendo game originally. So this is sort of a collection of all of the Tales games and sort of this own weird canonical universe with its own unique story. It plays more turn-based than the sort of free action that you can do in a lot of the Tales games. So don't come in expecting to get like a crazy combo system. It has a very watered down version of it, but it's still pretty cool. So this has been out in Japan for a bit. We've done a couple of closed betas up until this point, and it has launched as of July 16th, 2020. So pretty hotly desired. People love the Tales series in all form and fashion, so it's pretty sweet. I've got Ye Old Bay Velvet in the background, who is actually one of the characters you can pull on. So I'll go through the menus, sort of show you the game, play a couple of story missions. I'll probably play some early story missions just to sort of show you what it looks like. So this is the main screen. There is a lot going on. You have your rank in the top left. You've got banners in the bottom left. You've got a challenge mission, which are different things that you can do at different points in the game. I will warn you, the game is a little bit of a memory hog. And there seems to be a bit of a memory leak here or there. So you'll notice, like, when the game gets really heavy in animation, it has a couple of drops unless you've got a brand new phone. And I'm told even people on brand new iPhones and Androids are still having some lag issues. This is supposed to get fixed at some point, I believe. There's just it's just a really detailed and very graphic oriented game. Like, the 3D models are actually pretty sweet. So we've got, let's go to the menu first. So your menu's huge. You've got your items that you can go through. You can exchange things. There's a massive exchange shop. Shards, metals, gleamstones, attachments, which is where you can buy little outfits for everybody, and arena medals. That's pretty self-explanatory. You can play dress up with your people. Beep, beep, boop. Item is just where you have all of your consumables. Your profile is you can set a character, you can set a banner, you can set your main party, you can set your support party, so people that you're sending out to give a hand on. You can check your records, your player ID. I'm in Xant's guild of Sino Alice fame, so that's been pretty cool. You can do the Codex. You can do your friends menu. Now, this one's kind of weird, and I'll show you a trick to this real quick. You want to go to pending and turn off auto approval. It is on by default. So good luck with that one. If you don't turn it off, people can just auto join your friends list, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but you can only remove 5 friends a day, which is a really weird thing to incur a restriction on. The codex is pretty sweet. It's just sort of like, who do I want to learn about today? So you get all of the models. It tells you like pretty much everybody that's in the game, either as an SR or otherwise. I believe you should be able to buy rarity. Here we go. That's not what I wanted. So I actually got crazy lucky, and I ended up with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 SSRs outside of Velvet, who I got to select in the beginning, which is a really cool trick. So when your first character that joins you, you get to select out of a massive list of Tales of characters. So if you want a good start, you either want to grab Velvet or you want to come down here and grab Leon. Both of them are very serviceable. They are very good. If you're just playing this casually and you want to pick like your favorite Tales hero, do that. Like, Yuri is really good. Lloyd is really good. Sore is pretty good. Rita's fine. Asbel's not too great. I actually really like Luke. Shaking in the wagon. Let me see if I can switch it to 3D. So all of the models are recreated from their original ones. So, like, some of the characters are really sweet looking. It's definitely it's a cute love letter to most of the Tales games. You can look at your meals, your items, your enemies, all of the stones you've collected, any movies. The opening movie is sick. Like the animation, the actual CG movies, the anime movies in this game are very cool. You get attachments that you can make your characters wear. You're going to see a lot of this one. It's just a kitty that hangs out on your head, which is pretty cool, I guess, by any stretch of the imagination. You can go to records. This sort of just tells you, like, any medals you're holding, well, I mean, I'll just show it to you. So your most used characters, days logged in, when you started, when you reach rank 100, friends, you've got your guild, battle and quests. This is just sort of a record of all of the stuff you've done. So it's not crazy important, but if you're ever looking to like look back and see what's going on, it's not too bad. Tales of History. This is actually pretty cool. So this is sort of this weird. Where am I? Yeah, it's so cool. So it's kind of a weird. How do I want to describe it? It's kind of like the digest for a lot of the Tales games. So, like, it'll show you the different animations that have happened. There's been Eternia, Fantasia, Symphonia, Zestiria, Vesperia, which is very, very popular. Tales of the Abyss, which was also pretty good. You've got cast of characters. This, you can actually break it down by game, and it'll sort of tell you, like, who do you have that is from what. So, pretty cool stuff. Like, if you're a Tales fan, like, you can spend a pretty good chunk of time just dicking around in these menus. Like, there's so much to, like, go and look at in here. They have, like, info on every game that's ever come out. They have screenshots. They've got, like, a little story blurb for them. You can go to the website that's associated if they have it. So cool. Sorry, I'm nerding out over here. Man, it's just some cool stuff. Like, you never would expect to see, like, this kind of confluence of everything Tales related. Home setting, you can set what characters show up. You can change your displays. It's kind of like, who do you want to see up first? You can change the background and stuff like that. You can check your login bonuses. Pretty self-explanatory stuff. Your options. This is kind of important. So you can change your volume. You can change your graphics settings. I have mine turned down all the way, and you're still noticing a little bit of that lag. I'm mirroring it from my phone, so it's not going to be the best. When I'm playing it on the phone, I usually turn it up to balanced, or I turn the frame rate up to quality, and I leave 3D image down to balanced. But a lot of little stuff you can do there. Bro, bless me. You can do auto display, so it's just it. When you go into a mission, your auto window pops up for support. So if you want to take a character along with you, keep it on. If you want to do it yourself and you don't really want the game reminding you that it exists every time, turn that off. Push notifications, campaign, AP recovery, battle point recovery. That's for the arena. You can change your time zone, stuff like that. Oh no, I'm on the East Coast. Now you know. You've got help. You've got a big array of how to transfer it. This is how you link your account, so this one's kind of important. Some people are having issues linking their iOS and Google Play accounts. I know a guild member of mine was having a significant chunk of problems with it as of yesterday, but I think they finally bugged it. There's also a bug with the grind mission that's out now. Guild mission or guild windows, pretty much the same. You have to finish the first act to unlock this one. I believe it's 10-1. So you've got, this is your guild. It shows you all your little cool characters. I got Fatty over here helping out. Xant's over. Can I make that go away? Can I make that small? Oh, hello, kitten. I know. So you've got aid, you've got guild point summons, you can do guild boosts. So whoever's in charge of the guild can pay for just flat increases, which are like, I believe the first attack one is like 3% attack across the board, which is kind of crazy. But they're very expensive. They're like hundreds of thousands of gold, so you do have to donate quite a bit. And then you can donate items to the cause. There's a guild menu. I will say the chat is pretty big. You can check the profile, you'll have tags, the active boosts will be here. Zant is power leveling as usual. Him and I might do a couple of videos on this, just goofing off, because I think we're both pretty big Tales fans, so it works out. Hello, kitty. Oh. Head back to the main menu. Oh, I can just hit back. I don't know what I'm doing. Yeah, the lag going from mirror phone, so normally it's a lot more responsive than this, but since I am mirroring, it's a little laggy. Allies is where you can check your party lineup, your characters. In addition to pulling a character, you always get a little crystal that comes with them that boosts certain things. So, like, this one in particular is everybody, you get 12% attack. So, that's cool, it's fine. The characters are, as you would imagine, they each have elements. There is an element wheel. I have to... I don't think they have it here, but I can show it to you when I get there. I think we'll look at it once we get to the actual story moment. Memoria stones, this is just how you can convert them, get them leveled up, unlock them. There's a lot to do in the party thing. So you can go to train. You can awaken your characters if you own their gem. Don't do that if you only have one of them, especially the early on. The SSRs are very, very important because every time you do awaken them, their stats go up pretty significantly. Let me see if I... And then Ascension is very, very important. You're only going to get so many of these, and getting the extra 10 levels is pretty good. So this gives you a description of the abilities. It lets you train them. So, you know, you can dump books into them, although these are, like, literally nothing. You can get, you know, level 3 ability, or level 1 ability almost to 2. It's definitely pretty cool. Your character room, you can select, this is just sort of, I want to play dress up with a character. You can check the profile, you get voice clips, you can change the outfits, the background, you can change them from 2D to 3D. Eventually that goes away, I think. Yeah, there we go. So we've got, like, the original Velvet art, which is really cool. It's definitely interesting. Like, I like it a lot. There are a lot of little touches that are very Tales of, for those of you that know it. Summons are pretty standard. You've got your regular release summons. You've got your arena summons with Kronos, who is ridiculous. If you're mashing out PvP, get that guy. That guy is stupid powerful. And I think I have a free one, so I'll show you what a summon looks like. Oh, it doesn't even do the real one for you. Okay, alright, let me do a singleton and show you. I definitely have 250 gems. So you go to this, like, cool little tree thing, a drop, like, falls in, and you get, like, this explosion of color. It's a little laggy on my end, so I apologize. That means it's an SR, and then you'll see the wave sort of condense, and holy crap, I got an SSR on a singleton. What kind of ridiculousness is this? Alright, well, let's see who we got. Hey, I got Sorry. It's cool. I already own, like, half of the SSRs in the game. This is stupid. There you go. He shows up and he gives you a little voice line and all that goes through. That's kind of crazy. Alright, well, apparently we are lucky in this game and this game alone. So I guess that's how it works. Each character has sort of a little CG move that they can pull off. Their Mystic Arts, which has its own little thing. The arena is pretty cool. So you get 5 tickets. You can play multiple rankings, and the more you fight, the more you climb. As you fight more, you actually unlock different stuff. And they're usually monthly, so this one's to the end of July, which the summon tickets are how you unlock Chronos, which is really cool. It has its own rewards, its own rules. It's week-long sessions, and then on the final day of the session, all entrance performances are calculated. The next season begins. Prestige is sort of your overall, like, numbers depending on your ranking. It's basic PvP stuff. And then I haven't unlocked Raid yet. I don't believe I get it until Chapter 2, 3, 5 on normal, so I'll have that coming. Shop, pretty standard stuff. There's nothing really special about here. Gemstones, and then you can buy reward passes. You can buy like $8 that gives you like 100 gems a day. You've got 5,000 gleamstones over 20 days, which is not too bad. It's 2 summons over almost a month period. A multi in this game is 2,500 gems, so you are looking at just shy of $40 to pull one, so it's going to be probably about 35 on average. So like the singleton packs are probably your best bets. Like 12,000. Why are these? Oh, that's a monthly pack. Okay, so these are the limited ones that you can only get at the very beginning. So like if you're gonna try to whale in this game, like the $80 pack is pretty good, but don't go spending like crazy amounts of money, because you may not have to. I've only bought like the one thing that gives me the 100 a day, and I have already gotten a ridiculous amount of SSRs, as you have seen, but that may just be lucky and me. Gifts are broken down into multiple things, claimed and unclaimed, so you can look at your last 1,000. So I got a couple of gleamstones waiting for me, which is the currency. Missions have a bunch of tabs on this one. So you've got your daily, your weekly, your event missions, which I don't think there are any going on right now. Titles are the same as in Tales. You can get your own little gold, silver, or bronze icon if you do like different things. It's kind of cool. There you have a bunch of free achievements, which are like raise a character to level 50, you get some bonus stuff. Fully unlock the Ascension board for a character. We'll get into that when Ascension happens. I'm not really going to go over that in this because you don't care. I mean, I'm sure you do, but it's something that we'll do in a guide, so not a big deal there. Your time box is a little daily thing. I think it procs every 4 hours? Let me look. It'll tell you. 119 minutes, so that one is 2 hours. But they each have a different time limit, and it's pretty much the same rewards every time. You get like 1 rainbow, 2,000 gold, 10 jellies, and then 10 crystals. It's pretty decent. Their notices board is big. Good God. You've got Twitter announcements that will automatically... It has an in-game Twitter feed, which is kind of crazy. Most of the time it wants you to log in and do the app, but you've got... it's just so much to read from the notices. So let's do a couple of story missions just to get you at least kind of acclimated to it. Let's see... How do I go back? There we go. Auto select is good. Subzones are good. Alright, let's begin quest. And I think I have it on auto, but I'm going to turn auto off and turn the speed up off so you can sort of see it. All your characters rushing heroically to the front. Alright. Nope, that's not what I wanted. Boy, there is a little bit of a lag here, isn't there? Alright. Luke went first. Oh man, the mirroring is rough. I'm gonna have to get this thing to work on an emulator to give you guys sort of a cleaner presentation. So these are the fights. They're pretty detailed for a mobile game. Even though I am lagging out like mad. Don't judge the game on that. That is just mirroring. The game works fine on my phone. I probably should have tested it in an emulator first, but I've heard it's had some pretty big issues. So, like, you can highlight a character. It tells you sort of what they do. You can highlight your abilities. They also sort of tell you what they do. How many hits. Your combo meter is important. For every 10 hits, you get a percentage of damage to effect. So I'm probably going to kill everything, but let's... So I got 10 hits over here. It said 10%. Here's the wheel up in the top left. This is the important part. Oh, as soon as I run to the next one. So black, shadow, and light, like white light, are kind of the same as in some of the other ones. And then you have a 4-wheel. So earth beats wind, wind beats water, water beats fire, fire beats earth. Which doesn't make any sense because you can't set earth on fire. But I get it. And as you build each of these bars on the bottom, your mystic art pops up here. I don't think there's a way for me to do it on this one where you guys are actually going to see it or see it well. But they're pretty cool. They're all pretty well animated, and that's kind of the secret to doing a lot of them, is grinding out your bar and then dropping all of your super moves on top of an enemy, because your combo gauge is sort of paramount. But that's it. That's combat. Now, occasionally, if you have two characters that have intro or have dialogue, they'll start talking on this screen, which is actually really funny. Like, Yuri and Leon have, like, a lot of banter that's pretty good. I can't wait for Flynn to come in so Yuri and Flynn can be assholes to each other. Like, it's really adorable. Like, I'm really happy with, like, sort of the approach of the game. It really feels like an actual standalone Tales game that just happens to have every other Tales game in it. Like, I'm really cool about that. So that's pretty much the quick rundown of the game. Like I said, I am mirroring on this one, so it's not going to be as clean as if I were just playing it one-for-one on my phone, or an emulator for that matter. I know BlueStacks and Mimu and Nox kind of work, but you may have to find the 64-bit APK. People are having sort of issues across the board. This may or may not become an issue later, but just keep an eye out and check some of the boards. If you like Tales of Crestoria, give us some feedback. Do you want to see more of this? What kind of content on it would you like to do? Would you like to see more collabs or informational videos? Regular stuff, you know, like, keep us up to date on it, and we'll see what we can do. So that's it from Spoot. Like, comment, subscribe, enjoy Tales, and don't get miserable.